Welcome, everybody, to the Level Up Show. I'm Sean T. McIntyre. I'm so excited for today's guest. He's appeared on over 400 magazine covers, fitness model champion 7 times, and is a 4-time Mr. Natural Universe title holder. I want to welcome to the show the one and only Mr. Mike O'Hearn. How you doing?
Man, I'm excited, brother. We've been trying to get this locked down for a while. We finally made it happen.
Oh, hey, that's the way it goes. So you know what? So excited to have you here.
You look great. You look great, kid. Look at you. You're ready to do a cover right now. We can just stop this and take a shot.
Well, I'll have to come to LA and we'll I got to do one of your workouts.
I do not recommend that.
All right. Well, you know what, Mike, your success, your accolades, your credentials speak for themselves, and honestly, your longevity in the industry. It might sound weird, but to me, it actually speaks more about your mind and your inner strength than it does your body. What are your thoughts on that?
I appreciate that tenfold compared to, I mean, it's, I've been doing expos since the 80s. And I've always heard the typical, dude, you're crazy strong. And then after decades, it was like, you're crazy strong, but continuous. And then it starts to flip. And it's definitely in the last decade come to that point where there's more individuals that are thinking like you, and that you see something, you go, well, there's a lot of guys in shape. There's a lot of guys that are strong, but there's never been somebody that's been strong consistently for 45 years. That's not heard of. And that now you're saying that it's the mindset and it's the stuff, I guess, the echo that's on, which is sad. It's the echo that's on the social media. Everybody's saying this is how you should do it. I think you realize that that's how I've lived my life. So took a long time to get there, but it's fine. It's nice that it's finally getting there, that it's not about the weights. It's not about the physique. It's about the mindset that got me to this point.
You know what, dude? Honestly, to me, that's what mastery is you outlast all the critics. You outlast all of the fads that go up and down, right? And, it's a great point that you make, Mike, which is, even when I look at the outside world, I don't want to say that most people are unhealthy, but in reality, if we look externally, I think there's more struggles with health and wellness, maybe even than ever before. And I think that the mind and the way that you not only approach fitness, but now everything in your life is the same, with a focus, would you agree?
Yeah, I think if people can understand, and I think you're already hitting it out of the park, it is cool that we're in fitness. Yeah, but if we don't utilize that and the methods that we do for fitness, and I don't mean just get in shape today, and I don't mean just diet today, but the concept of every 12 weeks, you got to keep going. But if that doesn't transfer to outside life, then I don't see the point in it. And if it doesn't transfer to outside life in the mindset, then we got really issues, because you got so many people that are talking the great game. And it's a cool thing to be able to see social media. And for the viewers, take a note on where that individual is now, but where were they 10 years ago? Where were they 20 years ago? Are they spoon feeding you something because they fell into it the last couple of years? Or did they go through a similar transformation that you're going to go through? Then attach to it. That's fine with me. You don't need to be the guy like me that's been in shape since he was 9. But attached to somebody that's doing something. It's like the strength trainer coach. The word strength is in it. So you're not going to be going to a guy that's really weak to teach you strength training. It's another concept that I always talk about, and I never understand this one, is when it comes to health and fitness, I can tell you work out, but I can tell you that it's a lifestyle and you know how to do it and you know how to maintain it. I don't care if you can get me in shape for 12 weeks. How can I get there and then maintain it? But the same concept goes to anybody that's looking at somebody. If you're going to talk to me about finance, I love it. I'm going to listen to you. Unless I find out that you're talking about, I want billions or millions, whatever it is, and you live in an apartment and you're broke. Why am I listening to you? And it doesn't translate. It doesn't translate. It translates in every other business except fitness. In fitness, if you're articulate, you got a good 20-year-old body, you can sell anything, even though that individual has no comprehension how to come back from injuries, how to maintain it on a busy schedule, how to maintain it when the bills are coming in. And that's what I want to do. A lot there, sorry.
No, you know what? I love it. And that's what I love about this conversation right now, Mike, is it's not, we can talk about, calories and macros and food calories, but at the end of the day, that to me, I would hear you saying, dude, that's kindergarten. Like that's like a good starting point, but maintaining that, the longevity, the vitality, your body is pointing towards your mind. And to me, that's what I hear is just your body's a transcript of your mind. If we go up and down in our body, it's an unfocused mind.
I agree. And it's cool that you're out here talking to these people and teaching them this, but you're again living it, and you have for a long time. And so I that's why I kind of was go, yeah, I want to be on here with you and talk about this, because you already understand nutrition is basic. If you want to learn nutrition, just pick up a book. You want to learn how to weight lift, go in and get a trainer for a day. But there's a calculus to the, and it's an interesting thing because it doesn't get more difficult. It just goes back to keeping it very simple and basics. No, I got to get more advanced. I got to learn more. I got to find out how the molecules work with the bioflavonoids and how the protein utilizes into the, you don't need to know that. Because if you're all watching this right now, go out and find those guys that are talking like that and then compare them to what they're developed with. It's like these guys are so smart, but they can't translate it to themselves. So how is that beneficial? Where you go to my interview with Ronnie Coleman is, we were joking because I said, hey, what's macros? And he goes, I don't know. And I go, I don't know either. Because you don't need to go that. You don't need to be that guy. Hey, what's your fats in? I didn't count fats. Neither did I. But the simpleness of it, the very simpleness of it is all you really need to know. And then you got to do this. On the hard ass days, we know you got to go in. On the depression days, you got to go in. And that's just in life. You guys go into work on your depressed days. You guys go to take care of your kids or your significant other on those days. The food and nutrition is no different, but they want to think it is. This guy's doing something different than everybody else.
Totally. Dude, to me, that's just like shiny object syndrome. It's like, okay, well, that's clearly not working because I don't feel like I'm into it anymore. Or, you know what? No, my mind really likes the looks of that. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go over there. Maybe. And to me, what I hear you saying, and again, it's coming back to the same basic principles, Mike, which is it's consistency. No matter what, straight through the storm, whether it's sunny, raining, snowing, it's like, no, let's go. Let's just keep going.
I think one thing, we'll take care of the viewers that want to hear protein. Taking a gram of protein for your body weight. There's a start. Play with carbs, go up and down, see what works for you, and then continue to change them every 12 weeks. Fats, check your bloods levels, and then taking fats, you feel great, cool deal, but continue to check your blood levels, make sure the markers are good, make sure you don't have cholesterol. There, that takes care of your carbohydrates and food. Training, try a 4-day split, try a 6-day split. Write it down, find out, take pictures before and after. We just did the whole show right there for those individuals. That's it. I know that seems like it's pretty basic, but basic works.
Yes. Yes. And then you don't even really have to think about it. It's just like, okay, this is like automated, but now it's like the inner strength.
And then it goes into the real important stuff. Motivation.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about motivation. How do you stay motivated? How do you continue to do this on the bad days? I don't care about the good days. I don't care about when you're feeling good. You wake up going, dang, I look good. What about the days you wake up and go, dang, I something happened. My heart got broken. This person passed. Someone said something. How do you go in?
Absolutely.
I want to hear what your take on that.
You know what? And so I'll just be honest with you. Going through a couple divorces, like my early days, I was not the 9-year-old who was lifting weights. It was like, to be honest, I was stuck in so many ways. But it was 38 for me when I got it. I was like, okay, you know what? All this up and down, chase this, chase that. I figured out one thing. No matter good days, bad days, it's all on me. And so I stopped chasing things externally. And if I felt off, it's like, okay, there's a message here. Okay, whatever my thoughts are, whatever my feelings are, I brought it back to me. This is about me. So first thing is I stopped chasing things outside. I was like, no, what do I want? And it was just about staying consistent, no matter what I felt or thought.
What you just said was more important than the nutrition or the consistency. You said it, you brought it back to you instead of what you want. It's what you need to do for yourself. And the divorces, I don't know for you, but for me, like on a breakup, I was like, it was their issues. It was their problem. I didn't put anything on myself. And I'm like, ooh, maybe I wasn't taking care of me the way I should have took care of me. And that way I didn't need to put the burden. And so that's bigger than anything else. And I was just talking to my chiropractor who's got everything. He's got the total package. Good looking guy, built, 26 years old, just took over a business. So he's already in the 6 figures, just got his doctorate, and he's got everything. He's 26. And so we were talking, and this will make sense to all you out there, because you said it and I said it. You were chasing instead of focusing. When you're 26, you're a different human in 4 years. Right now, you keep focusing on you, keep driving you. You don't need to get married right now. Keep your active on what you need to do. The right thing will come. Because right now, he's missing workouts. He's all over the place, even though he got this whole new business. And he's got every opportunity to be really successful. But the partying and the chasing the tails, getting him a little distracted.
Yep.
I'm like, you're not that guy. You don't need to chase this stuff. Settle down, focus more on you, and the right ones will come. It doesn't matter if you catch 20 fish. It matters if you catch one great one. And I said, now trust me, anybody that's listening, if that sounds as simple as it is not. Because I had to be in my late 40s before I got my first and only one that I looked at and I said, okay, this can match me. And not even match me, it was better than me. And I had to step up and be better, which was a whole different subject in itself.
Yes.
So just for you guys out there, if you can stay focused on the outside game and life, and the whole point of that is even if you're gifted at everything, you can still mess it up. And that was the point of the kid. And that's the point of you and me. We probably messed up a lot of shit in our life.
Totally, man.
We've been in a better place, but we're here now. We're doing our best we can.
Dude, what you're saying is just gold. And because to me, that's almost the biggest lesson for me, was not to chase. But I love what you said, Mike, which was like, that sounds simple. That shit is not easy. Like, to sit and be with yourself. Oh my, you'll see the quality of your mind. You'll see the quality of your emotions, whatever they're at. Just try and sit with yourself and just, not chase. Dude, that's like literally probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, the people I think that are going to watch this is like, well, I want to hear about the consistency of training and stuff. And I'll say it's the stuff you're saying right now is even tenfold more important. And that will keep you on the other side if you can do that. And that's not the echo on the internet, I don't think. I think the echo on the internet is I'm going to teach you how to train and you can eat carbohydrates and, it's the Bruce Lee mentality of master yourself. If somebody says something to you and that ticks you off, you're pretty weak-minded. You know, it's nobody can do any damage to you except you.
Oh, dude, like what I love about this, like I've heard spiritual people who, turn spiritual and all these things, and it's the same thing. They reach out, and I've got no issues with religion or spirituality or anything. Like, great, just be all we can be. I love it. But to me, that is a spiritual principle, which is like, no, know yourself, be connected to yourself. You're the magnet, whether you're talking law of attraction, you're it. Like, you're it. You're the one.
Remember when we were growing up? I'm much older than you, but I remember growing up. It's the old saying, my mom would say, is that you got to love yourself before you can love others. And I know today's society is, if you say something like that, they go, you're a narcissist. It has nothing to do with being a narcissist. It means, seriously, if you can get up and care about yourself to go train, take care of your health, be smart enough to take care of your responsibilities. Trust me, the crowd that will want to be around you relative to the individual that wakes up, life sucks. You guys owe me everything. Everybody's against me. Oof. That's two different worlds. Oh
yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying you're much older, but oh my God, I'm hitting, I'm crossing some thresholds here, hitting that 50th year. And as we look at, even aging and longevity, all this stuff transcends age, doesn't it? Yeah. Age is just a number when you get into this conversation.
It's different. It's really different now, because I was the kid. I'm looking over here at my first covers back in the 1980s, in that range and stuff, and trying to, with the legends of past. And I'm like, I'm the kid of this, and I'm stronger than everybody. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And now I'm the old guy. I'm sitting there going, I'm viewing it much different than I thought. Because I think everybody needs to understand this. You have to be such a badass to grow old. You really do. You have to be a serious badass to grow old. You may think it's easy and it comes, but man, I see so many fall apart, and I've lost so many friends. And the point of being able to grow old in a savage mentality kind of way is, we're all going to get older, but you don't have to be old. You can still walk in, you can still tussle. And my goals in life now are obviously to be able to tussle with my son in 10 years, be able to go to jujitsu with him and wrestle with him and stuff. So my goals have changed, and I want to still be that father. A great quote I love is, the point is to die as young as late as possible.
Totally, man.
Die as young as late as possible. And that's what this is all about. We're all going to get there. But man, I've been able to live this life, and the one aspect of it, I wanted to be able to do a battle. And that's the lifting within myself every day for a lifetime.
Beautiful, man. So just in saying that, if we look at you, we could say, oh my God, here's somebody, person's never had a problem in his day. Look at him, like, oh my God, champion mindset, physique, like, but I guarantee that's not been the case.
No, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the early struggles and how I set myself up. If it wasn't for not being able to read and write, being looked at as a somewhat mutant as a young kid, he's monstrous, let's have him skip grades, which compounded the not being able to read and write because of dyslexia, which put me into special classes throughout my years. Those are the greatest things. I thought they were the worst things in my life at that time, and it could seem that way. Those set me up to go, I'm an outcast? Cool. I don't mind it. And to be able to protect all the kids in my class that were drooling, eating the checkers and couldn't walk well and stuff, I'm like, those are my people. And I'm fighting all the other people. And it was cool looking back on, good job, kid. I'm glad you were that kid. I'm glad you were like taking the responsibility like that. But it was cool that the world tested me early.
Yeah.
Didn't cave. And I didn't go give up or say, oh, because I can't read, I can't do anything. I can't spell, I can't do anything. Instead, I go, I'll be a freaking savage and a lone wolf. And I got no problem with that. Again, 13, 14, I'm already competing. By 17, I'm in the magazines. And it was that drive, that unwilling to give up drive. And then I'm just not smart enough to know how to stop.
That's so good. That is so good. Oh, just speaking about that, Mike, which is the importance of constantly playing a bigger game. Great. Here we are. You've got success and we all have success, but how important is it to no, let's not get stuck there. Keep going. How important is it to just constantly even challenge where you are, to be able to just okay, what's next? What is that?
That would be, because when I say consistent, I realize now I can't say consistent no more. I say consistently doing it right. Because everybody, I just got messages now going, hey, I've been training for 25 years. I'm sorry. You haven't done anything. It's not about the consistency. Unfortunately, just because the analytics of if you invest for 25 years and you're still broke, what have you learned?
Totally.
You lifted for 25 years and you're still freaking disgusting looking. Sorry, you're not learning. So where are you blocking yourself? And the one thing people block themselves is content. And it's a tough thing. Hey, I got some abs. I look good. I'm 30 years old. If I can just maintain. As soon as you start maintaining and content, you're backwards. Life, you're gonna get older. So that's out. Maintaining anything's out of the question. You can't even save your money and maintain it. You got interest goes up. So my point is, when I talk about training, it's always that 12-week program that's changing. All right, am I training? This will be everybody. Oh, 12 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to get stronger or I'm going to get leaner, right? That's the 12 weeks. Okay, well, not for me. For me is, all right, how can I change my nutrition in a way that puts me in a crutch or a deficit, but I still try to get my strength under those calorie nutritional facts? Wait a minute. How about a different range of motion to make sure the flexibility is in a position that's odd, but I know in 10 years will pay dividends if I have some kind of strength there in those connective tissues. So I'm taking it to a whole different level of, I'm going to train now to put money in the bank so in 10 years I can train like a freaking beast. And I know it's a delayed gratification, extreme delayed gratification. But at the same time, I can win as I'm doing that. I can be strong now, working towards that. I can be in shape now, working towards that. Will it be me on stage at the universe? Maybe I'm off 10%, 20%, but it's still a freaking good percent, knowing that I can push it back to that level. And then, so for me, it's those kind of challenges. And especially with all these movies, I have no idea why right now in my career, after 30 years, it's hitting. But movie after movie, and I just booked another TV show again yesterday. And so it's like, this is fun. And we keep pushing it to that level going, all right, I'm on guest posing in June, 3 shows. Let me get back in shape. So it's never settle. I know that was long-winded. Sorry about that.
Oh.
Never settle. I don't care what show you won. I won the universe 4 times. And people ask me that. They go, well, you won the universe. Why are you that dry? Why'd you do a dry out? What does a show have to do with me getting to the peak condition? Why do you give up on that? Why does anybody go, I don't want to push it to that level? That's just, I'm confused on that. It doesn't have to be my level, but what you're saying to me is like, why are you so dried out if you're not going to compete? What does competing against other individuals have to do with me pushing myself to that extreme? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many nuggets and just, yeah, there is no maintaining. You're either, it's like the old saying, right? I just hear it as you speak, but it's like, you're either growing or you're dying.
Yeah.
So if you're dying, it's like, if you're experiencing, pain in your body, to me, pain is like a wake-up call. Wake up. there's like, it's time to go forward. Like, it's to get your attention.
What do
And
people do though when they feel the pain?
oh, that's it. Quit, shrink, rest, cut it off, don't move, which goes against a life principle. Life is about movement. Life is about moving energy, moving, right?
Yeah, I heard something once. And first of all, for everybody listening, the cliches, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And all those cliches have been around for, I don't know, hundreds of years. They're facts. They really are. All those silly little things. You got to love yourself before you love others. All those corny little stuff that you see, those are really good things. And the reason why they're so simple is because they're true. And when it's simple like that, you get into the discussion with somebody, hey, you're doing this, and they try to argue the whole point, and they're there for 5 minutes trying to argue it. Just check out. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's arguing about. Life is very simple when you get down to the root of it.
Totally.
I forgot what I was going to say besides that, but I just thought the cliches out there, if you guys really utilize those things and write them down, they're great. One of the biggest problems I have, I will say, is living in the moment.
Mm.
And I think that's a great mindset structure that I still deal with today, is living in the moment. My young self, am I better than him? I would like to think so. But the example of how bad I was as a kid was I won the universe. It was the third time. And I go backstage and my brother and workout partner are there. And I just win the whole show. And I go back to the stage and go, all right, wait till next year. And my brother looks at me and goes, Jesus, you just won this. Can't we just enjoy this for the day? I was jumping out of that and going a year ahead. Now that was the young me. Now the older me is trying to deal with like, okay, I got a show, a movie. Let's film it. Let's enjoy the day. So that would be something I'd love to hear your take on. How do you live in the moment? How do you live in the day without stressing about tomorrow, next year, and so on?
Dude, that to me, yeah, that's a challenge. And not only a challenge, it's a practice. It's just, it's like going to the gym. It's like making a daily decision to love yourself. If you can't love yourself, you can't love others. To me, it's just like, that's where I've had to put in certain structures in my life just to be like, okay, reminders. Okay, how am I going to start the day? Okay, no, I got to remember, connect to me before going into the day. And to me, that's where, whether you call them rituals, routines, structure, and then looking at the structures and then sort of progressing the structures, like, okay, hey, where am I getting stuck? Where am I feeling off? So, to me, it's sort of it comes full circle on everything, which is pain. Hey, everything is a signal, is a reflection. Where am I? Am I moving forward? If I'm not, where can I? Where's the pain showing up? How are people responding to me? Where am I reacting?
All great ones, right? All great ones. I love that. Also, that's a great one for you to analyze. Why are they reacting to me like that? What did I do? What can I work on? Those are beautiful. A buddy of mine which is a wild story. I'm going to film here in a week and a half with a guy named Jonathan Sheck. And he is a just deep-rooted theatrical actor. He's one of these guys that I was modeling with in the late 80s, 90s. And he continued to do things, but he started hitting it big in the 90s with doing Tom Hanks movies and these other movies. And he's such a handsome guy. You could see he had stardom in it. And 30 years later, I get to be on set with him, filming with him, which is cool for me because the one aspect of my life, the health and fitness world took off, where the acting took off for him, but I never gave up. From my first movie in 1990, I never gave up. And for some reason, only in the last, besides the television shows like Gladiators and Battle Dumb and all those guest star roles on soap operas, that's easy. But the theatrical, deep-rooted movies is cool for me because it was hard. It was hard that you're a bodybuilder or something. And then for them finally to go, oh, okay, you can actually do this. So it's cool to be on there and being the opposite of him with this movie. It also just takes it back to the point of never giving up. And the mindset that you're saying is, how are people reacting to you? What are they seeing in you? And for them to be reacting every time I cast, oh, you're a bodybuilder. All right, maybe that's not on me, but I got to be better than the actors because I'm walking in with something they're already going to attach to me. So for you guys out there, man, it's never bad being the underdog. I like the idea. I like the idea of being the underdog, the outcast, or the guy that says he can't do it. The kid that can't read, can't write, whatever he does, you know, it's a different world.
Totally. I was going to say, it's almost like full circle for you coming right
That's how
back
it feels.
to younger you. It's like, hey, no, right?
I wouldn't have believed it. You know, 30 years ago, in 30 years, you're going to be still doing covers of magazines and you're going to be filming with Jonathan. I'm like, I couldn't stand on stage with Jonathan. This guy's a freaking theatrical, you know, and now we're there. It's like, wow. It looks, the steps make it so slow, like nothing has changed. And then you turn around and look and you're a whole different person. It's amazing how life works that way. You feel like you changed. I changed a little bit. And then you look at that path over 20, 30 years and you're like, I'm a different human. I wouldn't hang out with my 20-year-old self.
Totally.
You know, it's a crazy thing to think.
But isn't it funny too, though? Like for me, I still have moments of like, oh yeah, how old am I? I don't even know. Because there's sort of this like, no, I still feel, you know, connected to me beyond an age, beyond even identities that I sort of went through and changed, almost like an actor, right? Like you. It's like, hey, wow, I can let that identity go. I can let that stuff go. And then it doesn't affect me. You know, even just sort of coming back to the, how do you sort of be in the moment? I think it's also just sort of being willing to let go.
I think what you're saying, if people think that sounds easy, again, that's the root of heart. That's hardship. That's tough to be able to let go of that old you and then go into this new. That's the harder stuff. Lifting's easy. Eating right's easy, but
Yes.
the mindset, and especially the one that I think you and me could really relate to, is I am lucky enough to be in my world long enough to never want to be compared to the average, to never want to be compared to the other individuals in myself. So if somebody, you get this a lot. Hey, I look good for 30. I look good for 40. I look good for 50. Who the frick are you talking to? Are you comparing yourself to the rest of the world, 50-year-olds? You mean the 99% that eat sloppy joes and sit on the couch all day? Great for you. If that's what makes you happy, cool. I want to be the 1%.
Yeah.
And I want to be the most uncommon in uncommon men. So I don't want to be the 1%. I want to be the top of the 1% for the 50, 60-year-olds. And then I train with a training partner that's almost 80, Robbie Robinson, compared to 25-year-olds. So I know you guys got to get out of your heads and you got to get away from the idea of what society shows you. But man, it's amazing if you start driving that truck yourself and your own individual and remove everybody else from it.
That's it, man. Totally. And I love this conversation, Mike, because it's we're going a little deeper than maybe what some people, but to me, when I look at you, like it has to go to this level. Anyone who's, you know, mastered or is on the path of, you know, sort of mastering or, you know, really moving forward to be all they can be, it does. It's just about, it's about challenging yourself. It's just really about, oh my God, it's me. You know, I don't want to, you know, there's lots of cliches like it's me versus me. But in a way,
I know what you mean.
Look outside, right? You can look outside and be like, okay, cool. That's just motivation for me to like go within. Okay, what do I want? Who do I want to be? What, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with the me versus me. It's so basic, but it's as long as the is me versus me. If that other you is a freaking savage that wants to live and wants to push it, I'm cool with that. But me versus me, like I'm going to tone it in and go in and then go kick it.
Yeah.
That's not it. It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing if you want to go in health and fitness and just basic the basic life. You don't need to be on magazines to be a success in your life. That's not your world. That's nobody's world unless you choose it. But the one thing I don't understand is if you don't appreciate your life enough to kick it into gear and always be in fourth gear the best you can, because sometimes you're going to be in neutral. I don't get it. So when people call me and or text me and, hey, how do you stay motivated? I woke up. Sorry. I freaking love my life and I know I ain't got one. And I'm not going to bust on religion or spirituality and stuff. And I love that. And I love that if anybody needs that, take it.
Yep.
I need to know that if I'm up, I'm giving it everything I got because there's a chance this is it. This is my one shot. And it's not a game. We don't get 3 lives. You get the one goal, push your ass, do what you can. That should be passion enough to one up and go.
Dude, right there, to me, that is the breakthrough moment when I'm hearing you and I'm seeing you. Passion to me is what cuts through this mind that tends to like look outside, get distracted, the emotions of like, oh shit, how do I get motivated? Just like you said, if you can just like stay focused on passion, like, oh my God, okay, what freaking fires me up? And have that just like, and then allow that to be like a driver, that'll burn through all that other shit.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what you said. It's like waking up in the morning going, take a moment to think within yourself. And I think for me, and I know it's a lot I do now. I get up at 3 and get ready and go to the gym by 4. I love early mornings just because there's nobody there and it could be my world. And, I'm thinking about just the most basic stuff like, holy sheesh, I get to work out today. I get to do this. I get to go in and squat. I get to go in and train. That's pretty darn cool. I wish people would think that way and go, and it doesn't matter if they've got my strength or not, or my range of motion, just that you get to do it. Because there's going to be a time you don't get to do it anymore. It's like the sick man wants one thing. The person that's not sick wants 100. Seeing the mentality of the sick man, I'm sorry, that's a great mentality, I think. Because all he wants to do is be healthier. Where we're all walking around, got 2 arms and 2 legs. And I'm going to a birthday party for a girl today that's paralyzed from the neck down, that still pushes it more than most people I know, and she's paralyzed. How much do you think she wants to get up and move? But she's in a situation and she still pushes it beyond anybody I know that's healthy, sitting on the couch going, I'm bored. I'm going to eat some donuts and then relax. And I'm like, really? That's what you think of your life? Where this girl's paralyzed and got her own TV show called Push Girls, and she's going and helping people around the world that are paralyzed. That's who I'm hanging with. Not the individual over here that's 20 years old, good shoulders, arms, legs, and could do anything they want. 2 different worlds.
Totally, man. Totally. I resonate with that. I resonate with that. To me, even just having a little brush with some sickness years ago, and that was sort of the catapulting thing in my life, is like when I was like sick, everything burned away. It was just like, oh my God, who do I want to be for my daughters? Oh my God, no, life totally changed. And to me, that's, what you're talking about. Sickness can be it can be such an awakening moment of just like, oh my God. Yeah.
I hope nobody gets to that point. You're probably the same. It's like, you don't have to get there to realize that.
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people have to drop to that just bottom before they start coming back out and going, oh, okay, I get it. I get it now. And if you guys could in some way not have to go there to find that, it's a much more beautiful thing. But they always say the guy with most scars is the guy that's most, yeah. Anyways.
Totally, man. No, totally. I hear you. So, well, how's your family changed you? Right? Like if you look at, like, has that been, like, to me, that's a massive growth opportunity to just go from where you were in life, just like, hey, okay, it's me. I'm this lone wolf. I'm like crushing it. It's like me crushing it. And now it's like, oh my God, now I got others to like worry about, care for. Like,
yeah, that one took a long time for me. I come from a family of 10. And so one thing I never thought I was going to do was have a family. And also very young and selfish. Bodybuilding is a selfish thing. And the dreams I had no room for others. So getting TV shows like Gladiators in my 20s, and then other shows and Battle Dome, and then Gladiators again through my 40s, throughout my whole life, I was this lone wolf, loving it, living my dream, and dating, but always dating the thing that fit me at the time. She's cool to hang with for now. But it took a long time for me in that portion of my life to grow up and go, don't date somebody that fits you. Date somebody that's outside your league, that makes you have to level up. That's when I ran into my baby mama, and she wasn't having any of me, until I changed and started living that other part of the life in such a level to match her. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's not somebody that fits you, but it's someone that you purposely want to level up to. That's different. I didn't think of that. I didn't know that's a thing. That's odd. We work out to get better. We eat to get better. Why wouldn't you date somebody that's better than you, that you want to level to? And going, yeah. So then at that point, still kids was no thought on my mind. And then a couple of years in, I realized another non-selfish thing was, could she be a mother with or without me? And that was a tough one, because, when I was young, it's like, well, you have kids because you're in love with the person. You're 20, get married, have a kid because you're in love with them. But could that woman, in this case, take care of them, raise them in the right way, make sure that they're savages and your beliefs and what you want, with or without me? Hey, I'm a great guy. Hope I live forever. But in case, can this woman take care of that shit without me? That's a big responsibility, bringing a kid in the world. And I looked at her, I go, oh, she can handle this with or without me. She can handle all of this with or without me. I'm irrelevant to this. And I said, that's who I would have a child with. And then we have my little Titan, who has changed me tremendously.
Wow. Dude, that is awesome right there. That is awesome. And to me, that just like, that shows this other side of you too, which is just like, dude, like, that to me is the other side of being a champion, is your ability to just like, no, look, I can be, I don't want to say vulnerable, but in a way you're able to open up, you're able to like go there, you're able to like dig deep, not just within you, but in like family. And so that's tremendous. That's tremendous, man. That is like strength.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
Awesome. Well, I know that you've got, a few new projects happening. And so, like, let's talk about that, dude. Like what's going on there?
Wow. Amazing 3-4 years now with these, deep theatrical. I've been on TV for 30 years, but again, it's because of my background in martial arts and athletic ability and stuff and visual. But to be able to do these movies at the level they are. We got a movie called Book of Cain, where I am, which will be a kind of a religious movie. God created, it's great. He created something, which is in this movie, me, that thinks he's better than God, and does a whole, narcissistic kind of, I am better than him kind of attitude that comes to earth. So it was a very interesting read of the book and what they're trying to talk about in the movie. And it really made me very interested in doing that. And that will be out later this year. And that's called Book of Cain. A movie called Divinity, which people will think is about my life, but it has nothing to do with me. It's Steven Soderbergh's new movie. And we just aired at Sundance Film Festival, and it crushed it. They said it's going to be a cult classic. It's very edgy. Stephen Dwarf is the lead, and I play his brother. And he is experimenting on me so I could live forever. Interesting. But things go sideways. So it's coming out. And then a huge one called Magazine Dreams with Jonathan Majors. And everybody will know Jonathan Majors in Creed 3 right now. He's also got Ant-Man. He's got his movies coming out in the DC universe. Or is that Marvel? I don't know the comic books.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but yeah, totally.
So I play his idol in this movie, Magazine Dreams, and it just won up at Sundance, and it will be released, and it's being talked about as an Oscar nominee, and he's being talked about as a nominee as well, besides the movie, as him as the lead. And I played the champion that he is chasing in that movie, and that'll be out the week after Thanksgiving for the run for the Oscars.
Oh, wow, man. Like,
and then I can't forget, I think it is next week on a hit show. So follow me to follow along. It'll be a hit show on Fox Television. You'll see Mr. Biggs. I caused some damage. And then I'm off to film Blue Ridge with Jonathan Sheck late next week. Then we're filming in Tennessee for the next month. So just a couple things.
Just a few things. Oh, wow. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
so,
thanks, brother.
How's, one last thing, just speaking about that, because how does where you are right now, moving on to, the big screen and really challenging yourself in that regard, even acting and playing different, roles, how does that compare to, what you've had to do in fitness so far in your life? Where are you at with that?
It is a continuous fun battle. I said when I was a kid in the magazines, I said, I don't want to be a champion for a day. I want to be a champion for a lifetime. Anybody can win a show. Can you keep winning? And the big thing is to be great at something, you got to have genetics and goodwill, structure, and I could win the universe for a day, but to stay there on top like you do, that's character. And character isn't like, hey, he's a nice guy, he's this, he's that. It's character that people don't see. Am I eating behind the counter? Am I cheating on the diet? Am I doing things that won't allow me to train in 10 years when I'm 30? Train in 10. Am I living the life I said? And that's the real character. And that's within yourself. That's not somebody else to say, hey, he's a good guy, he's a good character. No, I'll see in time.
Yeah.
See if he's hitting the bottle or he's doing something on the side that he just spins out of control on. And I think that's the greatest thing about this is I've always tested myself regardless. And so the early years was winning powerlifting meets, then martial arts was first, then powerlifting meets and winning bodybuilding shows. But then it became, how can I test myself in the gym to be better? So my training changed for that. And then life, if you can keep changing, keep adapting, and keep trying to set it, it helps. And the only reason I'm saying all that is because when it comes to the acting, deeper and deeper on the characters. The character I have to play in Magazine Dream, I was so uncomfortable playing. This guy is, something that's so far removed from me. And I'm sitting there looking at this going, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm stressed and I'm like, dang, why did I? And then I sit there and I look and I go, good, you're scared. There's another level we can get past. Okay, let's rock and roll. Let's do this. Let's freaking do it. Let's not even just freaking do this. Let's bring it and have them go, wow, that was good. Because I think anybody and everybody misses the opportunity when you go, it's just to get the pro card or it's just to get the movie. It's not. It's not just to get the girl. It's after you get that shit, can you be good in it? So if you win the show or you get in the movie, great. Are you great in it? And that's the whole belief, I think, on anything. It's great, you're getting in the gym, but can you be good that day? Can you be good on the relationship? Can you be good in your mindset? It's not as easy as I'm saying it is, but I'm just saying that I've had a long time to try to keep practicing, and I got to still keep practicing.
Totally. And that's a whole other show in itself when we talk about character. But dude, the way you laid that out, absolutely. Yeah. Not just is he a good guy, but there's many layers there. There's like, you know, and that speaks to your life, you know, the wisdom and, you know, the inner strength, just all of you on so many layers. So that's what's, to me, that's what inspiration is. That's what your community is setting the example for. And so I know it's like, you know, you're doing movies but you've also got your own community, you know, happening out there too. You know, maybe we can sort of wrap things up without, you know, let's talk about your.
I try to support and just like you do, you know, we support people that want to try to get better. And so, yeah, I got a Titan crew community. It's people that are somewhat like-minded in the sense of wanting to get better. And it's all eight, which I love is it's as young as 12 and 13-year-olds all the way to 80-year-olds. That it's such a cool demographic to go, I want to be able to try to get better at whatever I'm doing. And my whole belief is, I think, again, like you, health and fitness is great, but that's just foundation. If for me, it's not, it's, I get up, I stay on the diet, I train, great. But now that sets me up for the rest of the day to work and do what I need. That's so basic. That is our lives. And I don't want that to become somebody's full. We joke about it here in the house. When I get my naps in, they go, oh, you're living the bodybuilding lifestyle. Get up, eat, train, sleep, eat up, train. It's like, I don't want that for people. And so our focus is just to help them the best they can, to do the very best they can in the gym. And that's what the Titan Crew is about. And keeping them smart as we continue to live this incredible thing called life.
Dude, right there, that's a wrap right there. That's phenomenal. And Mike, I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Where are you at? Where are you living?
Right now I'm in Calgary. But I very often do this triangle, Vancouver into LA, California. But today,
let's break bread next time you're here, please. Or if I'm up in your area.
I'd love to, man. I'd love to. So
absolutely.
Well, everyone, you know what? You know, go follow this guy. Mike is just an absolute incredible guy. You know, check him out, follow him, check out his movies, everything he's doing. And yeah, Mike, absolute honor. And
thanks for taking time today.
Hey.
I appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.
All right.